very, very motivated. Motivated, yeah. Invigorated.
They're really clear and wonderful.
Yes.
Calm and centred. Very focused on the future.
Really supportive, like really.
Yeah, supported. It's been wonderful to have everything catered so beautifully in the environment, the food, the accommodation, which made being here and doing the work so much easier.
My personal journey's been huge since the first retreat. It's been a massive change in mindset and life goals. So I have received a great deal out of both retreats. Not only the retreats themselves, but also the lovely people that have been on the retreat. Is what I would say to that.
Yes, I agree with that. I think that the both retreats have just been outstanding in different ways because they have different purposes. But it feels complete having done this second one. Like the next step has been taken, and it's first one was probably a bit more opening up to new possibilities, and this one was more okay, now I know the possibilities, what are the goals and what are the drives, and that was just really like the complete package. It's beautiful.
I think the first one to me also was more focused on changing my ingrained cognitive thinking patterns, which had become quite negative. So the first one I got a great boost out of changing that, where this one I found that it's more focused towards what I want to do and what my personal goals are now that I've managed to change my way of thinking.
Yes, I agree with both of those statements. It's like, and even over this particular retreat, after being opened up and looking towards changes, it's just been like a culmination for me, like on the final hours really of the retreat to really step forward towards future goals and looking at the direction that my life will take from here on in, and just feeling ready to embrace that change. Well, I think I've had, over the course of the weekend, 3 different women sort of came to mind, 3 very different sorts of women. Work colleague, somebody who's a teacher of mine in an exercise program, and thinking about it, they're all quite strong, powerful women, but I feel as though that they would really benefit from just taking that step into their full potential. Just feel like they're just not quite on that part of their journey yet. So I'd certainly recommend it to them.
Yes.
I think I'd recommend it to anyone who isn't anyone who isn't happy or finds that they're not quite as happy as they wish they could be or hope they could be with how their life is going, and they don't quite know why that's not working out the way they'd hoped. That this retreat gives them a lot of guidance into what their core values are, what they really believe, which often you've forgotten by the time you've had a family, got married and compromised yourself a lot to keep other people happy. That sometimes your own goals and visions get lost, and I think you don't quite know why you're unhappy, but you know that you're not quite as happy as you'd like to be. And I think this retreat is a great thing for refocusing that and helping you clarify in your own mind what you want to get out of life and what your passion is, when we've often buried it for many years.
Yeah, I think that clarity, anybody who wants clarity in their life, who's just perhaps whatever their feeling might be, they might be lost, or they might be just feeling like they want to change, they don't know how to manifest that change. So I think, just about every woman I know, really.
Definitely
yes,
every woman
that's
who's
true.
had children, particularly the first retreat. I think any woman who's had a family or grief, difficulty with relationships,
Anybody who's living life, really.
anybody who's living life,
Yeah.
yes.
There's a
But
lot
particularly
of
maybe where there's been a change of some sort or looking for a change of direction.
Any woman who feels that they're not fulfilling their full potential and they're not getting as much out of their life as they would have liked to or once dreamed of, I think this retreat gives them the confidence and the reasons why that's happened to them and how to get out of that situation.
Definitely.
Fantastic. And you're all business women, and you all have your own goals and dreams and visions and taking your life further to the next step. So do you think that you have learned tools, and particularly with two of you being counsellors and therapists already, do you think that you have tools that you can now take out and utilise and help others to make a difference to them?
Yeah, strategies, having some strategies and having tools in the toolkit and boosting that up, has just been really valuable. I think there's some really valuable.
Yeah, some really useful strategies in terms of turning around thinking and turning around behaviours and just beliefs, again, just looking at the whole values and beliefs area of it, I think is...
Having some frameworks to help people to
exactly.
understand, and to help myself understand where things are and where people might be and where I am in it, and really good.
Because I think the skills and strategies that we've learned and discussed between ourselves when we're not learning are skills and strategies that you can put into place not only in your private life but also in your social life and your work life and with your co-workers, both managing up and down in the working situation.
Yeah, it's very holistic that way, isn't it? So you can take to all aspects.
So I think it's been very valuable that way. And not only with work, but also you can use those strategies and skills to help your children develop and even your spouse or partner develop in their thinking, just subtly without them really realising it.
But I guess part of the strategies too were identifying personality styles and stuff like that. So it's not only just identifying it for yourself,
Yes,
but in
that's right.
others, like as you say, your co-workers or your employees, working with those skills as well.
So I think having those insights yourself, you do affect other people anyway. Even if you don't, even if that's not your intention, other people can't fail to notice. And so especially family, kids and husbands and things like that, they'll notice. And that, those insights just have that ripple effect.
That's right.
Through your whole
That's what I
network.
noticed most after the first one, the ripple effect around the people that I'm around, both at home and at work, without my actually doing anything other than having changed my own mindset of how things worked.
Yeah, so the change then sort of stays. It's not like you sort of go to a retreat and have
An epiphany.
an epiphany and lots of insights and a fabulous time, and then you go away and forget all about it. It actually continues to ripple.
Yes.
And really good
And
impact
others
there.
notice.
And others notice, and are affected as well.
That's right, and I think also, as you mentioned, that the identifying different personalities and different behavioural patterns, not only in ourselves but in other people, and how to deal with those to get the best benefit for both them and ourselves. I think that was very valuable in all areas of our lives.
Yeah, it just really adds that understanding, doesn't it?
And they're skills that we can use every day without having to go to any great difficulty to enforce them.
Yes.
Transformative.
A rebirth, for a mystical word, but it's a rebirth of your mindset from how you were originally born very positive and everything was exciting and enthusiastic, and as you go along through life things chip away to get these ingrained patterns that have developed because of life, and then when you come here it more or less rebuilds those patterns back to what they were, so that you go out feeling, this is not so bad being alive after all, this could be good. That's my thought. What about you, Gloria?
Well, that kind of sums up mine too. I'd say insight. It's just so insightful. Just insightful.
forming some great connections also that have persisted since the first retreat. You know, connections that we have maintained in other retreats. Like didn't meet both these ladies on the first retreat, but you know, you meet people who are, everybody's in the same place really, they just don't realise it.
Yeah.